Let's be honest and look back at your past. The most painful stab in the back, has it not always come from the very person you yielded to and sacrificed the most for? We have always been taught that love is the key to everything, that if you just keep giving, you will receive respect in return. But if you still believe that your unconditional devotion will serve as a shield protecting you from the cruelty of the world, then congratulations. You are turning yourself into the perfect prey. The truth is, affection has never been a suit of armor. It is your fatal weakness for others to manipulate you. Welcome to the real world. That harsh truth might sound cruel, but it is the core survival rule written by Machiavelli in his classic political treatise, The Prince. For centuries, people have called him evil, but Machiavelli did not teach people how to be malicious. He simply stripped away humanity's hypocritical masks to reveal a raw, unfiltered lens on human nature. Today, we aren't discussing how to rule some distant empire. We are using this philosophy as a crisis management strategy for your own life. In the next few minutes, we will dissect the greatest question of power. Is it better to be feared or loved? I will show you why blind kindness always drives you toward the abyss, while teaching you how to use fear and respect to establish ironclad boundaries. Listen closely, because this mental framework will permanently disarm anyone who ever intends to trample over you. To understand why kindness is so frequently betrayed, we must strip away our first illusion, the concepts of love and gratitude. Machiavelli pointed out a dark corner in human psychology. Love is sustained by a bond of obligation, but human beings, by their very biological nature, are self-serving creatures. Gratitude is a currency prone to massive inflation. Think back to a university group project or a workplace assignment you were once part of. You were the one carrying the weight. You outlined the entire plan. You invested so much heart that you even designed interactive workshop activities, preparing individual pieces of modeling clay so the audience could close their eyes and mold their own emotional shapes. You stayed awake all night just so everyone else's experience could be seamless. You took on all the hard parts so your group members could coast. Did they love you back then? Absolutely. They praised you. They called you their savior. But watch what happens when a crisis strikes. The moment the professor, or your boss, undervalues the project, the moment their personal grades and interests are threatened, that brotherly love evaporates without a trace. Very quickly, the exact same people who smiled and thanked you will weaponize the smallest flaws in your delegation to use you as a human shield. They will shed responsibility just to save themselves. Why does this tragedy repeat itself? Because when you choose to be loved, you surrender control to everyone else. Love rests entirely in their hands. They give it or revoke it at will. When placed on a scale against self-preservation, the bond of love gets severed without mercy. Let's look straight at the core issue. Why do we fall into the trap of desperately wanting to be loved? Because society constantly teaches us that being a likable person, always nodding, always compromising, is the safest path. But in the reality of human relationships and power dynamics, unconditional kindness has a market value of 0. When you say yes to every request, you unintentionally send a signal that your time, effort, and personal boundaries are free of charge. When you help others the first time, they feel appreciative. The 10th time, they consider it a given. By the 100th time, when you are entirely exhausted and finally refuse, you are instantly branded as selfish. You use concession to buy peace, but that is merely a fake peace that only lasts as long as you have value to be exploited. You swallow your grievances, hide your resentment behind a forced smile, and step by step, you strip away your own voice. If love is a crumbling foundation because you cannot control the hearts of others, then what is strong enough to keep your position unshaken? Machiavelli provides the answer: the dread of punishment, a foundation far more practical and ironclad. Make no mistake, when hearing the word fear, amateurs immediately think of aggression, shouting, or intimidation. That is an expression of insecurity and a lack of control. Fear, in Machiavelli's philosophy, is far more strategic and composed. Machiavelli wrote, "Men have less hesitation in offending a man who is loved than one who is feared, for love is held by a bond of obligation, but fear is held by a dread of punishment that never leaves you." The core difference lies in control. Love is in the hands of the opponent, but the punishment and the boundaries rest entirely in your hands. How do you apply this to daily life? By establishing clear consequences and enforcing them consistently. When colleagues or partners understand that you work professionally, but if they cross the line, miss deadlines that affect you, or deliberately play dirty, you will immediately deliver a proportionate response. Whether that means refusing to cooperate, transparently reporting to management, or cutting off their benefits, they will automatically tread carefully. Look at real-world crisis communication management. When an individual is attacked by false rumors, crying and begging for empathy only makes the crowd tear into them more fiercely. But if that person maintains a calm demeanor, presents clear data, and stands ready to take legal action against the slanderers, the attack stops. The crowd doesn't retreat because they suddenly love the victim. They retreat because they recognize the price they will have to pay. The fear here is not tyranny. It is respect, born from the fact that others know you have the absolute capability to protect yourself. But pause for a moment before you take this mindset too far. Power is a game that demands precision. In chapter 19 of The Prince, Machiavelli delivered a vital warning. You must make others fear you, but you must absolutely avoid being hated or despised. The boundary between fear and hatred is the boundary between control and collapse. People fear you when they know you have iron principles and the capability to punish wrongdoing. People hate you when you act unjustly, trample on their personal dignity, or rob them of the fruits of their labor. When someone respects and fears you, they work carefully to avoid making mistakes. But when they hate you, they will gladly accept the risk, allying with others to overthrow you the moment an opportunity arises. To maintain fear without breeding hatred, you must master the art of perception framing. Look at how historical magazine covers, like the iconic images from Esquire or Time, frame an issue. They don't need tens of thousands of arguing words. A concise image inherently carries weight and delivers the message. The same applies in daily communication. When someone violates a boundary, you do not need to insult or attack their character. You simply need to 1. Objectively point out the wrong behavior based on facts and data. 2. Enforce the consequences decisively without carrying personal vendettas. 3. Leave the opponent a way out so they can save face. You punish the behavior, but you do not destroy their dignity. That is how a person of true authority protects their territory without creating martyrs against them. After all these practical analyses, you might ask yourself, will applying these principles turn me into a calculating and cold person? No. You are doing this not to hurt others, but to stop being a vulnerable victim yourself. The world operates on realistic laws hidden beneath a veneer of social etiquette. Understanding Machiavelli is not about becoming the villain. It is about equipping yourself with a shield to protect your own worth. Ultimately, everything comes back to your choice. Relying entirely on the affection of others means handing your life over to their temporary emotions, establishing fear. Through competence, principles, and clear boundaries is how you master your own standing. Treat people kindly with all your heart, but draw lines that no one is ever allowed to cross. Remember this. Kindness is a noble quality, but it only truly holds value when others know that you are fully capable and bold enough to protect yourself. Don't just exist, run the game. If you are ready to strip away your naive mask and rise stronger, hit the subscribe button right now. And don't stop here. Your transformation has only just begun. Click the video on your screen right now to master the ultimate Machiavellian shield. The appearance of virtue. Why faking it is smarter than being it. Discover why in the ruthless game of power, creating the perfect illusion of goodness is far deadlier than actual goodness. Break through your mindset and conquer it today. See you at the top.